Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back to some more Folklore. I'm Sloth Lord, and we are playing through the Chapter 2 segment of Keats. Chapter 2, Lamplight. Right. His whole affair started 17 years ago because of something a man called Ryan told him. Suzette's parents wanted to kill someone. What was the incident at the church, and is Ryan still in the village? Reporters for occult magazines don't generally go around chasing after murder cases. But anyway, I suppose I'll go ask around the village. Alright. To the village. To the village. To the village. More of the village. Okay, we'll talk to this woman first, see what she wants. Ryan was very kind. He was a decent, honest man. He died 17 years ago, and some other people died then too. Harriet must have been devastated. They were close. Alright, now we have the audio cue, or the dialogue cue for us to go talk to one Miss Harriet. So let us do so. Hello, Mrs. Harriet. Did you know a woman named called Regine? She recently fell over the cliff and died. She must have been involved in something bad. Yes, I knew her. It seems to have begun 17 years ago with a separate incident. Other than Regine's husband, Ronaldo, the only person who's come up so far in connection with this is a man called Ryan. I was wondering if you knew anything about him. Ryan is dead. That was also 17 years ago. Another person dead? Were you and Ryan close? He was a kind man with my disability and all. He was always very helpful to me. Do you have any memento of his? Haha, how odd. A young lady asked me the same thing. I won't ask why you want it. She did, eh? Interesting. Me? Well, I'm just doing a story. I already gave what Ryan entrusted me with to Ellen, I'm afraid. The pub owner was a close friend of Ryan's, however. Alright. To the pub. The pub owner has the other picture. Half. So it's interesting that they asked us if we would allow Keats to have it, but clearly Ellen needed it. Do you know a man called Ryan? Yeah, he was a good friend. We were army mates. Was a good friend. Keats, you already know, he said. Ryan died in the graveyard behind the church 17 years ago. Murdered. Not a single person held a grudge against Ryan. We still don't know what happened. The village wasn't deserted then. Didn't you call the police? The Samhain night incident. Others died too, but no one wanted to dig deeper. Times like that, people just passed it off as the work of the hag. The hag, who was a goddess from Celtic mythology. The old witch who appears in fairy tales, eh? Yeah, it's the work of a supernatural being, so don't delve too deeply, they say. Ryan lived in that hut on the Lighthouse Cape. If you search that place, I bet you'll find something. 17 years have gone by. I think something is starting to stir again. To the lighthouse. The lighthouse hut. There's a cat. Aha! What's this? Acquired torn photo, left half. I wonder why this was worth keeping. A picture of a child. Yeah, that's pretty suspicious. We've already read this. I'm gonna skip this. I don't want to read the same scenes twice. Now that Ellen has the photo, I wonder what she'll do next. Alright. So, let's engage. So that's right, because Keats got sucked into it too. Now that she's got the photo, I wonder where she'll go. If she's having the same experience as I am, though, the answer is simple. To the church graveyard. Or not. Maybe we gotta like walk around a little bit to, because I think maybe she bumped into Keats again. So if we go down this way, yeah, there she is. Hope you've already read all this, so we don't need to do all that again.
What is this?
Alright, Keats is now in the war world. What is this place? So the Netherworld wasn't the land of the fairies? This place is, well, let's just call it Warcadia. The Netherworld was born out of human thoughts on death. A fairy realm of pleasure is how the ancients imagined the afterworld. And so Arcadia must be a contemporary image of death, and that makes sense. Where is Ryan? Inside another folklore? Not necessarily, but it's true that the dead who feel powerful emotions, such as rage, hatred, or sorrow, tend to get pulled inside folklores. I see. I have more questions, though. Are there other realms besides this? As many as there are stars, the fairy realm is only the beginning. This Warcadia is quite far removed from the real world. And the further away it is, the more strength necessary to open the door to that world. And my strength is limited, is that it? That's why you need the power of the folklores. You defeated Cernunnos in the fairy realm, and so, you mean that's why I was able to enter Warcadia? So two birds with one stone. More for my story, plus an occult experience to boot. Alright. Let's move on. So we'll have to keep an eye out for stuff. So that's different. Let's equip these guys. Well, poo. I really don't like doing that at all. Okay, we've got the volcano guy. Quite a number of fairies have been sent in. Interfering in other realms like this is no small matter. Denizens of the fairy realm. Why are they coming here? Immensely powerful beings sometimes control denizens of another world. The fairy lord is one of them. Actually, it was he who invited Ellen into the netherworld. Is that Scarecrow's emissary? What's so special about her? One question at a time. What's the relationship between Ellen and them? Denizens of the netherworld cannot pass freely between the realms. It seems the fairy lord cast some type of spell on Ellen. It opens up a path to the netherworld where Ellen is. Ellen is a netherworld trailblazer for the fairies, is she? The fairy lord aims to change the netherworld. The fairies don't think the netherworld is how it should be. Surprisingly progressive for a realm created from ancient ideas. They're simply clinging to an older era, that's all. Enough for now. Speak to the dead to solve your so-called conundrum. I was intending to. I have no idea why I'm going with that voice. Alright, let's move on. Let's go get the page first. I think that's what I need to do. So that way I can plan where I need to go and what I need to find. So we need to beat this thing, which might not be possible. Let's go ahead and equip all the guys we got, just to be sure. It looks to be the same creature. Dang it. Oh, I'm still alive somehow. What? It's so hard to like get in a groove with that. Okay, well we got that. I have no idea how I survived, but we did. Okay, we'll put you there. And let's move on. The folklore of the fortress is right in front of you. Foolish fairies, they're en route to the fortress with Ellen now. Their little army is all flesh and no substance. They'll never defeat the folklore. Ellen and I came to Arcadia at the same time, so why didn't we meet each other? Human concepts of time and space mean nothing in the netherworld. The dimensions you perceive here are purely subjective. Ellen's cloak has also given you power. So like it or not, there's a bond between you and Ellen. You're likely to meet up with her here in the netherworld. Okay. Save data. Okay, let me go ahead. I know I needed... Oh crap, why did I do that? I needed a specific type before, but Keats doesn't have that. Okay, good. Okay, so now we have the page, so we can determine if we have what we need or not. So this also seems to be a 4-parter, and we do want to grab one of these javelin guys. Alright, cool. Even better. So now we can go fight it. Let's equip this here. Alright, let's do it. So it seems like it's going to be the same difficulty with Keats because it's still the 4 parts, but at least I know how to fight it for the most part. This guy again? I thought I killed you. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Okay, so that was a little easier, I felt, that time, but it's probably more so just because I had plenty of practice with Ellen. This makes 2. Fairy losses are mounting. They should have left it to Ellen. You look glum. Such a waste, fighting a battle that cannot be won. A bit sympathetic of the enemy, are we? Just like ancient man as I know him. And how do you know? I know, as I know the ancient netherworld. I don't know who the hell you are. If you want to know, then work with me. But the scale of this is beyond me. Then perhaps we can stop the grandiosity. Is that not what you seek? Is that Ryan? You're the lighthouse keeper, Ryan, aren't you? Who are you? I'm investigating the incident 17 years ago. I don't want to talk about it. You remember a woman called Regine, don't you? What exactly did you tell her? Her husband and child died mysteriously 17 years ago, and she was killed recently too. Such tragedy in that family. They at least deserve to have the truth revealed. Yes. It was the night of Samhain. Harriet and I went to the church graveyard. The lights were on in the church for some reason. It seemed odd, so we looked in. We saw Herv lying in bed and Dr. Lexter looking extremely upset. The photo was of that. Yes, Harriet took it with my camera. After that, she often commented on the picture. Oh, it was horrible, she said. I didn't see anything especially unpleasant about that photo. It was horrible for Harriet. Let me ask you then, what did you tell Herv's parents? I told them why Herv had died. That was a few days after this photo was taken. Herv was so happy the day before. He said he and his father Ronaldo were going to the lighthouse. So I told Ronaldo and his wife exactly what Harriet told me. They turned ashen and left. After that, I don't know. Well, after that, Ronaldo fell over the cliff and died. What in hell did Harriet tell you anyway? And what happened to you personally? I'll tell you more, but I have little time. On the verge of becoming a Nenosine. Yes, but before I do, I'd like to ask you a favor. I just realized something. Could you please tell Dr. Lester that the fairy is back? What's that mean? And tell Harriet to forget the past and embrace life. No, wait. Whew. I've been sitting here for 3 hours. Harriet, what are you trying to do? Now please, let go. No, I cannot. You're mistaken. Dr. Lester has a heart of gold. Oh no. Not the picture basket. I'm sorry, your precious photo. Don't worry, it was all my fault as well. Ryan, I have an idea for you. Children have always liked you, yes. I want you to get the truth out of her. You want me to ask her? Yes, I will, if it will convince you. I don't know what you're after, but I don't want you to dishonor yourself. Thank you. But be careful. She may have a fairy guardian. Okay. So it's gotta be Ellen that they're talking about right there. Let's save and then we'll back to Doolin. Alright. So I am assuming we're going back to Harriet. I met Ryan in the Netherworld. What did you see at the church 17 years ago? Well, you have been poking around. What did you ask Ryan to do? Ryan died where you should have. Ryan died where you should have. I'm not accusing you, I just want the truth. What did you say to Ellen? She is special. I just wanted to test my theory. Get to the point. That girl, Ellen, she was in the village 17 years ago. What? It will all become very clear soon.
Stop being so ambiguous.
Alright, so that is where we're calling this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Slothlord, and I will see you all next time.